Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts of the 40k Universe. You guys have been showing a ton of love to the other videos in this series, so thank you so much. Today we're going to be starting off our 40 facts on the Necron race. Now, there's going to be a lot of words that I might mispronounce, so please comment down below the proper way to pronounce Necrontyr or the different names of the Catan and the Necrons. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions of races that you want me to talk about, please comment that down below. But right now, let's get into 40 facts about the Necrons. Fact number 1. The Necrons are a playable race in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. The Necrons are a robotic skeletal warrior race that has laid dormant in their stasis tombs for over 6 million Terran years, and who are the soulless creation and former servants of the ancient Catan. Fact number 2. As robots made of living metal, many Necron units possess the ability to reassemble themselves after being slain and continue to fight on. Fact number 3. Necrons are known primarily for their trademark gauze and reanimation ability. Fact number 4. Traditionally, Necrons possess the highest leadership across all units, but are extremely slow in melee, translating to slow initiative. Fact number 5. The Necrons first appeared as a usable unit for the Warhammer 40,000 game as Necron Raiders, first published in White Dwarf issue 216 towards the end of the lifespan of the second edition of Warhammer 40k. Fact number 6. At the time, only Necron warriors and scarabs were given game rules, and the warriors were armed with gauze flare guns. A free Necron warrior was included in issue number 217 of White Dwarf. Fact number 7. The first full-fledged Necron army list was printed in the March 1999 issue of White Dwarf. It included an HQ choice of the Necron Lord, an elite choice of Necron Immortals, a troop choice of Necron Warriors, and 2 fast attacks, the Scarabs and Necron Destroyers. Fact number 8. The original Scarabs were controlled individually and were not swarms on a single base as they are today. Fact number 9. The first Necron codex was released in August of 2002 and added units such as the Flayed Ones, Wraiths, Heavy Destroyers, Necron Monoliths, and the Catan. Fact number 10. The first time the Imperium officially encountered the Necrons was during a battle between the Sisters of Battle and the Necrons, known as the Massacre of Sanctuary 101. Fact number 11. Before the race was known as Necrons, they were a humanoid species known as Necrontyr. They were a morbid and short-lived people plagued by illness that was linked to the high levels of radiation given off by their homeworld sun. Fact number 12. Necrontyr began their existence in the far reaches of the galaxy known as the Halo star system. Fact number 13. Necrontyr cities were built in anticipation of their inevitable early demise, as the living were only brief residents, living in the shadows of their vast tombs of their ancestors. On their homeworld, the greatest monuments were built to the dead, never the living. Fact number 14. Driven by necessity, the Necrontyr escaped their homeworld and struck out for the stars, spreading their divided empire that was broken into different dynasties. Fact number 15. The Necrontyr used their stasis crypts and slow-moving antimatter-powered torch ships in order to colonize distant worlds. Fact number 16. Slowly the Necrontyr dynasty spread. The rulers of the individual dynasties were themselves governed by the Triarch, a council composed of 3 pharaohs. The head of the Triarch was known as the Silent King, for he addressed his subjects only through the other 2 pharaohs who ruled alongside him. Fact number 17. The short lifespan of the Necrontyr ensured that the title of the Silent King passed from one royal dynasty to another many times. Fact number 18. The final days of the Necrontyr Empire occurred in the reign of Zarek, the last of the Silent Kings. Fact number 19. During their slow expansion, the Necrontyr encountered an ancient species far older than any other in existence in the known galaxy. They were known as the Old Ones, and they were absolute masters of the form of energy the Necrontyrs could not even conceive of. This was psychic energy. To learn more about the Old Ones, check out our Old Ones 40 fact video. Fact number 20. The Old Ones' colonization was immeasurably swifter and more expansive than the Necrontyr because of their creation of warp gates and mastery of the Immaterium. I interrupt this broadcast to say thank you so much for sharing and commenting on this video. You guys are awesome. If you guys want us to continue to put out 40k content, please share this with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. It really helps us out a lot, and it really encourages us to continue to put out more content. And of course, I hope your painting is going well. So let's get back to the facts. Fact number 21. The Necrontyr grew jealous of the Old Ones because of their control of psychic and warp technology, and their refusal to share the secret of immortality. Fact number 22. As time passed, each dynasty of the Necrontyr sought to claim its own destiny, and soon the great houses were engaged in all-out conflict known as the War of Secession. If this war would have continued, the Necrontyr would have wiped themselves off. Quickly, the Triarch, the ruling council of the Necrontyr Empire, realized this, and the only hope of unity lay in the conflict with an external enemy, the Old Ones. Fact number 23. The Triarch declared war on the Old Ones. At the same time, they offered amnesty to any secessionist dynasty who willingly returned to the fold. Thus, lured by the spoils of victory and the promise of immortality, the separatist Necrontyr realms abandoned their war of secession, and the war in heaven began. Fact number 24. So strange and powerful were the weapons used by the Old Ones and the Necrontyr that during the war it appeared as if the gods were fighting one another, earning the name the War in Heaven. Fact number 25. The Old Ones' use of warp gates proved to be the perfect tool to outmaneuver the Necrontyr, pushing back the Necrontyr Empire to their halo star. They lay there, exiled and forgotten for a millennia. Fact number 26. No longer did the prospect of a common enemy have any hold over the desperate dynasties. Scores of generations had lived and died in the service of an unwinnable war. This began the second iteration of the War of Secession, more widespread and dangerous than the one that had come before. Fact number 27. Many Necrontyr dynasties would have gladly sued for peace with the Old Ones if the ruling Triarch had permitted it. Fact number 28. The Triarch searched desperately for a means of restoring order. At any point during this time, the Old Ones could have wiped out the Necrontyr. They found what they were looking for when they had made contact with the godlike energy beings known as the Catan. Fact number 29. The Catan were little more than monstrous energy parasites that suckled upon the solar energies of the stars that had brought them into existence, shortening the lives of otherwise main sequence stars by millions of standard years. Beings of pure energy, they paid no mind to the hunks of solid matter they passed in the vacuum of space. They were like giant whales, ignoring the fish that passed them by. Fact number 30. The dusty archives of the Tomb World of Solomons claim that Necrontyr made contact with the Catan by accident, a chance discovery made by a stellar probe during the investigation of a dying star. Fact number 31. The Book of Mournful Night, held under close guard in the Black Library's innermost sanctum, tells rather that the raw hatred that the Necrontyr had for the Old Ones sang out across space, acting as a beacon that the Catan could not ignore. Fact number 32. Another account claims that the Necrontyr scientists had been deeply engaged in stellar studies to try to understand and protect themselves from their own sun's energy. This led them to discover unusual electromagnetic anomalies in the oldest dying stars of the galaxies. They had discovered entities of pure energy. These entities had little conception of what the rest of the universe was like. The Necrontyr introduced them to the universe. Fact number 33. Necrontyrs called the entities Catan, or star gods in their own tongue. They believed that the Catan were the embodiment of the death god they worshipped. Fact number 34. Necrontyr actively sought the C'tan's favor and oversaw the foregoing of physical shells for the C'tan to occupy, cast from living metal called necrodermis. Fact number 35. Elder legends tell of the translucent streamers of electromagnetic forces shifting across space as the star vampires coiled into their new bodies. The C'tan took the shape of the Necrontyr half-forgotten gods. Fact number 36. Once the C'tan compressed their bodies into the necrodermis, they began to focus their consciousness and become even more aware of their new existence. They came to appreciate the pleasures available to being of matter and other realities of the real world. Fact number 37. One of the C'tans came before the Silent King Zurich, acting as a forerunner to the coming of his brothers. Amongst its own kind, the C'tan was known as the Deceiver, for it was willfully treacherous. It told of a war fought long before the birth of the Necrontyr, between the C'tan and the Old Ones. It was a war, he said, that the C'tan lost. In the aftermath, and fearing the vengeance of the Old Ones, he and his brothers had hidden themselves away, hoping one day to find allies with whom they would finally bring the Old Ones to account. Fact number 38. The Deceiver asked that the Necrontyr continue to wage the war in heaven, and in return the C'tan would assure he and his brothers would deliver everything that the Necrontyr craved. Unity could be theirs once again, and immortality that they had sought for would finally be in their grasp. Fact number 39. The C'tan's words held sway over Zurich, who, like his ancestors before him, despaired of the divisions that were tearing his people apart. For long months, he debated the matter with the other two pharaohs of the Triarch and the nobles of his royal court. Fact number 40. Through it all, the only dissenting voice was that of Orican, the court astrologer, who foretold that the alliance between the Necrontyr and the C'tan would destroy forever the soul of the Necrontyr people. Yet desire and ambition swiftly overrode cautious, as the Orican's prophecy was dismissed and the pharaohs accepted the C'tan. And that was 40 facts about the Necrons. Now, of course, we haven't even gotten to the Necrontyr turning into the Necrons. That's going to be for part 2, which you can find by clicking on the link on the screen. If not, you can jump over to the Horus Heresy 40 facts video. And I welcome you and anybody else that's painting out there to jump on over to our channel, subscribe, because we're putting out some awesome 40k content for you to watch or listen to while you paint, because that's usually what we do. So be sure to subscribe to the channel for more awesome 40k content. You guys are so awesome for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And this was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.